has just begun. The choices he has made, his bed is already laid, 'cause he's a dead man walking.
I just want to smoke the hallway.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're just in a random hallway at this
I'm not
point.
at the
You're not
bridge
quite
yet,
at the
yeah.
bridge. All right. So you, Jimmy, as you're running, you hear the click, 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 click of what sounds like a grenade rolling down the like bouncing in the hall around you. What would you like to do?
Keep running. I'm not gonna stop for a grenade. Sounds terrible.
A grenade? Huh? So you hear it, and maybe you even look back, and you can see the grenade, and it starts to push out smoke into the hallway, and you're
I
just
imagine
running
during all
through
this
it.
panic, like Jimmy just like sees that happen and has just like a couple ticking moments of like laughter at it, and then just keeps running.
I suppose
So,
the only alternative there
run.
is that he's going to get onto the bridge, which is going to open the doors for us, because otherwise he's running to us.
Yeah, I'm running to the bridge, so past you.
No, I mean,
Ah.
we're on one side of the hallway, you're on the other side, the bridge is in the middle. If we're coming towards you, you're just going to open the doors for us.
I don't know, Eli?
Good point.
I was understanding we were just in another hallway.
Yeah, so you were just in another hallway, and you're not quite to the bridge. And so, Jimmy, you're running towards the bridge, and you round the corner to get to the bridge, and you see standing at the outside of the bridge doors, which are currently shut. You see another two UPP soldiers. These ones look like they're dressed in a little bit more spiffy outfits, and you see that they're both carrying. They don't quite look like these AK-47s, and they look like some sort of strange hybrid between a pulse rifle that you're used to and maybe an AK. So maybe some sort of better equivalent of the AK-47. And you see that they're kind of stationed by the outside of the bridge, and you come running down the hallway, and they both point their weapons towards you. Halt! What are you doing?
Wait! Don't shoot! Jimmy Ray gun!
What? Who?
I got urgent news! They're coming!
Captain. Who's coming? What's going on? And they both like kind of start taking cover.
Yeah. I'm unarmed! Let me through!
Come quickly! Take cover!
Yeah, and Jimmy will rush on in.
All right, so you run towards them, and they open up the gates. We got a civilian. And the bridge opens, and they let you in, and you see it's the captain and probably 3-4 crew members and another 2 of these security, higher level, maybe more elite troops waiting on the inside. And it's at that point that, walking out of the smoke in the hallway, Max and Conrad, you come into this hallway to the bridge, and you see these 2 guys with their weapons trained down the hallway.
Slow-mo walk out of the smoke with the incinerator as the doors start closing.
Oh, yeah.
Just open incinerator fire across the entire bridge, so anything that's flammable.
Oh, so you're in the hallway outside the bridge, and these 2 guys are confronting you. So it's more like as Jimmy rushes into the bridge and the doors behind them start to shut, he can hear just gunfire going on, and probably sounds like Conrad's laugh from the hallway outside. So now we go to initiative outside in the hallway. These guys are both waiting for you. So I got a 6 and a 4.
I always forget in this game, is it higher or lower that's better?
Lower. You want to have a lower number. So I got a 6 and a 4. You got a 7 and a 9. So as you guys emerge out from the smoke with your incinerators and your grenade launchers, some badass music playing in the background, and they open fire. Bop, 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 bop. Both of them are going to be firing full auto at one at each of you. What would you guys like to do anything? For those of you that can declare actions.
Unfortunately, dodge is a close combat thing.
Oh right, you can't dodge against range weapons.
Yeah, which is weird, but my game.
Yeah. Can't block it.
And dodge is just a better version of block, and it's all close combat.
So they both open fire. So here is the first one with their rapid fire bonus.
Declare who they're against first before you roll them.
Yeah.
You can't just decide after the fact.
This was against. Even will be against. This first roll was against you, Max. So this first roll was against Conrad. So he opens fire. Bop, 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 for three points of damage. So if you just roll an armor roll for me. And these guys look like they are wearing some sort of body armor. It's not as good as your guys's. It doesn't look like heavy combat armor, but it looks like more like kind of the equivalent of a flak jacket.
I do love the echo effect that's going on when she says something and it comes through your mic, because it's like any fighting game, right? See, I her saying no, no, and I hear it a second later out of yours, so it's oh no, no.
So, Conrad, I need you to take 3 points of damage.
So I'm now negative, assuming I still have like Jimmy's damage that was done to me.
Oh yeah!
So,
damn it,
am I
Jimmy!
dead?
Yes, all 1 point.
So-
It was me.
I destroyed you. So, I need you to roll the D66.
Now I know lower numbers are better
So
on this.
this is. So 16. That's actually it's not terrible, but I think it's the higher is the worse. So you got a concussion. So it's not fatal. The effect is you have a mobility of -2 while you have it, and you are considered broken. So being broken is not fatal in itself. Only critical injuries can kill you. There are 2 ways to get back up after being broken, assuming you're not dead. 1, someone can help you back to your feet by administering first aid, by using a medical aid skill, which is a slow action. So a slow action, and you can get back immediately. Basically, if Max does a first aid check on you with a slow action, every success he gets will heal you. You can try to do it on your own. I think you can do it on your own. It does not look like you can do it. No, it does not look like you can do it on your own.
Okay.
It does not look like you can do it on your own. But after 1 turn, you automatically get 1 point. So after 5 to 10 minutes, you would automatically get a hit point back anyways. So you're not going to be able to help yourself, but for now, you're down.
Okay.
So that's the attack against Conrad. Against Max,
Ha! In your face.
I didn't roll an additional 2 dice, but I rolled that fumble there. So he fires, bop, 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 and who didn't load this weapon? And he starts firing at first, and it's like just enough to maybe just like bounce off your armor, and you see him duck past and start reloading. That's what the second guy does. So that was initiative 4 and 6. So 7 and 9, it's basically the 2 of you. Conrad doesn't have an action at the moment. So Max, what would you like to do?
Well, I will help Conrad after the people in the hallway are no longer shooting at us. So I will aim the grenade launcher somewhere nearby them, and I will fire it.
All right, this is our first time using such exciting weapons as the grenade launcher, so
It's blast
it
9.
says blast 9, so a target hit by a frag grenade suffers explosive damage, blast power 9, plus 1 extra point of damage. So I think you first have to hit.
Wait a second, that can't be right. That's only 4 dice. I have a ranged comp. Oh, sorry, that's it was set to CC instead of RC. So, hold on, the difference.
That's what I was about to say.
I would have 8 extra dice. So let me roll those 8 extra dice. Oh, actually, yeah, it would be 8 more. It already counted the bonus 1. How base dice, right? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, base dice is the best way to do it.
There we go.
So you've hit, and I need you to now roll 9 base dice. So this is how much damage the explosion itself does.
Oh, is that all? I thought it was 9 damage base.
So to the first guy would take a total of 3 points of damage, and the other guy would take 2 points of damage. So for the first guy that's taking 3 points of damage, he's going to make his armor 3 roll, and he fails. And the other guy who's only taking 2 damage, they both fail. So you lob a grenade, and it boom explodes. I'm also going to roll for the bulkhead as well for the bridge door, which is armor 6. So I'm gonna roll that away. And so your armor this grenade explodes, and Jimmy, you've just made it onto the bridge. Everyone's gonna turn to look at you. You start hearing gunfire behind you, and a boom, and the shrapnel just starts blasting into this door, and you probably see at least several chunks of slash through the door and ricochet around the room you're in.
Oh God, they're psychopaths! They're murderers!
It's your son!
Do you want to help out yet? I've got a gun for you.
Unfeeling, inhuman monsters!
Your son!
Your friend.
So, inside this room, what would you like to do, Jimmy? Around you, like the captain and the crew are kind of like taking cover and have pulled out pistols, and the 2 guys with their guns are kind of training on the door. One of them is pointing at you. Who are you? What's going on out there?
I'm Jimmy. I came on board with permission. They're right outside. Keep your guns trained. Be careful. One of them is he can take over the ship from any console. You might have to cut the power just to keep him from taking control.
All right. So are you going to, or where are you trying to? What are you trying to do in this room? Are you standing?
I'm not trying
are you
to
moving
do
at all?
anything. Yeah, I'm trying to move in a little bit just so I'm out of direct line of fire of the door here, and maybe away from the shrapnel because I'm panicked and jumpy. But I'm not doing an action. Unless, I need to do something to convince them to listen to me. Because I'm crazy.
Yeah, no worries. So you're running into there and you're taking cover. Meanwhile, outside, these 2 guys by the door they've been blown to the side, and they're oh shit, he's got a grenade launcher. One of them probably starts bangs on the door. We need help out here. And I guess the best thing for them to do is to open fire on you again.
I feel like what Jimmy's situation is he is Sarah Connor in the first Terminator movie when the Terminator has come to the police station.
Yep.
No one believes me! No one knows what's going on!
I felt it was the best
Help!
thing to lean on right now, honestly. This is the horror scenario here. My son, who's also an android, who's also an inhuman monster, is deciding to murder everyone around me.
It's not that there's aliens involved here at all. All you need is one alien.
We were the
Created by you.
monsters.
Yeah, this is a different film.
All right. So they both open fire on you in the hallway there. The first one. Ah!
Did nobody refill the ammunition?
Wait, he must have emptied his entire clip onto Conrad, and the jarring of the explosion. He's out, so he's having to reload.
By the way,
the other guy, the first guy that was out,
wouldn't he have a second stress die? Because he fired full auto the first time.
Yeah, he would have a second stress dice.
Just to make sure the second guy also has 2.
Yes. Here's the second guy.
Damn.
So he does 3 damage to you as he as he hits you. I got him! Hits on target.
All right, I take 1
So you
damage.
take 1 point of damage.
Thank God,
so
because I have so little hit points.
I was gonna have him use one of his stunts to try to knock your weapon aside, but it's all right. It works. I forgot. It's your turn.
Grenade launcher.
Conrad's like, go Max!
I gotta take these guys out so I can get Conrad back on his feet.
Conrad's had a lot of concussions.
What are you going to do now? You've got the grenade launcher in one hand, the incinerator in the other.
Damn it!
I don't know how you missed with the grenade launcher.
I don't know either.
Maybe you're advancing too much and you fire and it deflects off the bulkhead near them and flies down the hall. Can you roll damage for me?
I mean, damage is part of successes. It's a dud, obviously.
Yeah, so the damage is blast power.
Right. 9, was it?
Yep.
I'm so used to normal weapons.
Yep, so 3 points. So you fire, it bounces and flies down the hall and explodes near the bulkhead. Since this is a missed shot, it will explode against the hull of the ship. And
so here's the thing. This is Conrad and Max's normal luck. We got this close to the bridge, so now we're going to die.
So here is
told you it was a fool's errand.
Well,
I might actually die this time.
If Jimmy had been with us at least once, one extra set of hands.
If I had just gone guns blazing with you, I could have died with you.
I brought you a gun.
So you fire your grenade and it flies past these 2 guys and hits the edge of the outside hull of the ship and explodes. And that's one way to make sure that the oxygen from the ship leaves very quickly, as there's now explosive decompression. So the way this works is explosive decompression. Let's see, page. If the armor fails to stop the shot, it will penetrate the bulkhead, which means bad news for everyone. The air in the room will vent out into space in a single turn, and the intense draft will require anyone to make a stamina roll to perform any action. So, in order to do a slow action, you have to do a fast action, which is the stamina roll, as you're like, trying to take steps to, you're trying to resist being yoinked out. So that is your turn. So you fire that, and these 2 guys go, he's trying to take us out. He's trying to destroy the ship. And that leaves it with their 2 turns. They're both trying to resist this intense pull from the vacuum of space. So here's I'll first check both their staminas to see if either of them get an action. The first one, he is just, he's holding on, but he is just panicking. He's dropped his gun on the ground and he's clutching the bulkhead near him. His legs are like kind of getting picked up a little bit, and he's like, ah! I don't want to die today. And the other one is he's holding his ground. He's got his back against the bulkhead towards where the explosion is, and he's just kind of like resting his weapon at his hip and just screaming. So his his shot, he won't be able to aim anymore because he has to use his fast action to resist this bulkhead. And
oh, he's not going to try and save himself? He's going to continue the fight?
Well, he doesn't want to open the door into the bridge because then that will start to decompress. That does. Yeah, he is actually going to like his slow action is resisting the pull of this intense wind, and his slow action is going to be. Let me see what exactly a slow action can do. I think he can. Yeah, so he's going to use his slow action to try to. He's going to like bang on the bridge door. Let me in! Let me in! They've blown a hole in the ship. Jimmy, you're on the other side. You hear this pounding on the. You hear this pounding on the door, and the captain looks around. I don't know about any of you, but if they're blowing holes in the ship, we're not letting them in here.
Don't open that door. They're mad. They're crazy. And Jimmy's just like opening up his bag and trying to pull out like his spacesuit parts. God, there's not going to be any air. I'm going to need air. He starts trying to put the helmet on and everything.
So in the hallway, Max, you see this one guy pounding on the door. The door's not opening. The other guy like holding onto the bulkhead, and Conrad's limp body is just kind of flopping towards the airlock.
Yeah, can I just can I try to hold him in place so he's not flying out? Like, I mean, standing in front of him so the pole is just pulling him against my back.
Yeah, so roll a stamina check first to resist the winds yourself.
Well, Conrad, it was nice knowing you.
See you, friend.
Yeah, I'll see you some next life.
Bye. Oh God.
I mean,
so you're like, let me grab you, and you start taking steps towards him, and the wind starts pulling you towards the bulkhead as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be affected by space, but I have no ability to stop you or us from moving.
So basically everyone in the room is being just pulled towards the airlock, or at least Max and Conrad, and this one guy here is flailing. Let's see how they do.
Here's the thing,
and then
though,
I'll describe.
That I didn't completely blow out the wall, right? It's just a bunch of shrapnel, right? No. So once I reach the wall, I'll just be fine, just back against the wall. Okay.
Body, it's plugging up the holes.
Well, I mean, not even plugging up the holes. I can't get sucked any further than the wall. So
the first guy, it stops you. The first guy that's been just flailing, he slips and he flies across the hallway and slams against the bulkhead, and he's currently like sucked against it, and he's currently stopped the explosive decompression for now. The other guy he's tried pounding on the door, nothing's happened. And he looks, he sees his other guy getting sucked there. He's seen you guys get kind of pulled down the hall, and it's just going to hit fire at you, Max. So here is his attack with one stress because he's got some more full auto in him.
Well, it would be, another stress. There we go.
And he goes and flips towards you, and he hasn't reloaded his gun. And you see him like patting his pockets. It looks like he's out of ammo.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Yeah. Thank God he's right in front of that bridge door.
All right.
So these extra successes I get on the shot here don't add anything to the grenade itself, right?
They can add. You can choose for them to add damage to the blast.
Oh yeah.
Or you can choose to have them do additional stunts.
No, I'll add +2 to the damage, so I'll roll 11 dice, right?
No, you don't have to roll extra dice. It's still 9 dice, but instead of doing 1 automatic damage, it's 3 automatic damage.
All right.
So you've done 4 automatic damage and then 1 damage to the bulkhead. So the bulkhead and him needs to make an armor save. So here is his armor. 0 modifiers. And here's the bulkhead at the same time. It'll also say shock trooper. Neither of them. So you hit him with, what would it be? 1, 2, 3, 4 points of damage. And he had already taken a little bit of damage from that, the first grenade. And you fire, and you guys inside the bridge, Jimmy, you hear another boom, and the bulkhead like buckles, and you see it's almost to the point where the blast doors have just been like knocked off their hinges. They're kind of crumpled in, and the body in front of it is just paste. He's blown into several chunks.
Blood oozing from underneath. Oh, no, it couldn't. I guess it's airtight, right? That's what y'all are counting on.
Got the one room that's airtight. This one.
So, in the hallway, what would you like to do? That one guy, there's the one guy in the very far corner. He's like sucked against the wall, and you see him struggling to his hip, and he pulls out a pistol as he's trying to. I mean, he's trying to aim it at you down the hall.
I do want to throw
out. You killed him!
I do want to throw out the one idea, though, is that if you're in an airtight room with the life support off, you guys are just going to kill one another by breathing the air. Anyway, I'm going to level the grenade launcher with my last grenade in it at him, and I say, if you don't do anything, I won't kill you.
Okay, so he save me, help me! I'm sucked against the wall.
You'll be fine. And I go to aid Conrad.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have to do a medical aid, is what you're saying?
Yes, you have to do a medical aid check.
Literally in my tier of worst stuff. This is a 2 dice roll for me.
And you can't push it because you're
Nope.
No. Yep, you're an android.
Huzzah!
Woo!
So you are now at 1 hit point, Conrad, as Max like gets down and hits you with a little injection of maybe morphine or these are UPP. They could have anything. A syringe is something exciting that's got you on your feet again.
Raw steroids to the heart.
What are you two going to do?
Yeah, I don't think I'm
start moving now.
I don't think I'm bringing Conrad back with morphine. I'd be keeping more Conrad down.
Yeah, it's true. You'd need something. Methamphetamines. That's what I meant, not morphine.
Ooh. All right.
So you two are in this hallway. This one guy is like, "Help! Help! Please, I won't try to shoot you. Just save me."
All right, this is movie moment where I turn away from Conrad back to the bulk towards the bridge door and say, "Well, I said I wouldn't kill you."
Conrad?
Yeah, Conrad's just gonna unload on this guy.
Yeah, you don't have to roll for it. It's you just and he slumps. His body is so far containing the damage to the bulkhead. For how long? Who knows? What would you two like to do?
Well, we need to get inside the bridge now.
I've got 1 grenade left. I guess I'm just going to open fire on the bridge door.
All right. Are you going to do anything before you open fire on the bridge door?
Is that to Jimmy or Conrad?
Either of you. I'm just wondering if there's anything you're going to do in
Jimmy's
preparation.
still putting on his spacesuit if there's any time on that.
Yep. Yeah. You're put. I think you can do it with a slow action even. So you've got enough time. You're in your spacesuit. Yeah.
Yeah. Turn it on. Probably like pulling out the pistol, and I'm taking like a defensive position somewhere on the side just in case. just for reference, Jimmy's probably going to be trying to watch for Conrad, not for Max.
All right.
Is there anything I can do to boost my health before I bust in here?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
What grenades do you have left?
I have a lot of electro grenades and 1 smoke grenade.
What do those do specifically? Electro, I mean.
The electro,
Is that like a tase grenade or?
it doesn't it hinder their stamina? All humans in the target zone must make a hard stamina roll or be stunned for 1 round.
Yeah, I guess maybe if I blow the doors off, you immediately throw in the electroshock grenade first, so we can take as many of them out of the running as possible.
Yeah, CC them.
So yeah, I fire on the door.
All right. So you fire on the door, and you're throwing in a stun grenade there, Conrad?
Yeah, the electro.
So what is the radius on that?
It is about 3 feet off the ground before releasing a megavoltage electric pulse.
Okay. So I am going to roll. You blow. I'm not going to have you roll for the grenade. You fire it against the bulkhead door, and it boom blasts open, and you chuck in the electromagnetic grenade, and it pulses. And I'm going to roll stamina for all of them, and so first for the crew with a -2. All right, so one of them has made it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's 2 more. So only one of the crew members is going to get an action on the first round of combat. For the 2 soldiers, getting rid of all that stress. One of the soldiers is able to act, and then for the captain of the ship, I'm going. Let's see. He can't even make it. He's got only a stamina 2. So I also need Jimmy to make a stamina roll with a -2.
Yeah. So here's stamina, and we're gonna do -2. So that's gonna come down to 2 dice, just like them. Of course, I also have 3 aliens.
And 2 of them pop up.
So stressed.
You are just freaked out right now.
Can you roll another panic roll?
I think it goes up as well, correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna have a heart attack before this ends.
No, you're keeping it together. You're shocked. I've got it. Cool and collected. So everyone roll initiative. I'm going to only roll 2 initiatives for these guys. One is going to be for the crew. One of them is going to be for the soldiers.
Every time I roll a 7.
How the hell?
I need to actually...
I forgot that it's 2d6 being rolled. I'm like, I've never seen above a 10, so how did I get an 11? I mean, at some point, Jimmy's got to be saying, my son is a tactical genius. How does he keep taking over ships?
So it looks like...
I never should have instructed him on boarding strategies. Gosh, it's like being a military individual and then teaching your android son who has no self-control about all the things you used to do is somehow backfiring. Damn, if only I could have seen this coming.
If only I could have joined him when there was a chance.
So, with the first action, since I rolled a tie with Jimmy, I kept re-rolling until I got not a 6 or a 9. So, I got that was your panic roll. It wasn't even your initiative. Never mind.
Yo,
I was right the first time.
Though, which is what's important here.
So, Jimmy, you can re-roll if you'd like, since you're the second one.
Sure.
Or you guys can both go on the same. Yeah, re-roll since you're the second one. One more time.
Come on, big money. Hell yeah!
After me.
Slow play it.
So, in the
Oh,
first
that's right, the bigger
initiative, there's
numbers are
one
slower.
crew member. So, with an initiative of 4, the first one crew member, you guys start. You blast open this room. You're coming in, and these guys have some pistols. I need to double check there.
Not to throw Conrad under the bus, but Conrad would have to be closer to hand toss a grenade in.
This is true.
Look, I'm a small child with 2 hit points remaining. I know that's double your hit points.
If I die from this, it seems like fate.
But I've also got the beneath notice skills. Well, I mean, it means I can roll twice, but at the same time, I only have 6 options to choose from. Whereas you have 66 options to choose from.
They'll fire at Conrad. Odd, they'll fire at Max. So he fires at Max.
I'm all the way back here.
With 1 hit for 2 damage. Blah! The door blasts open. You throw in the stun thing, and they pop pop. There's a few bursts of fire into the doorway.
Remind me, is it when you go over the amount of your health, or when you hit the maximum amount of health that you roll?
When you hit 0.
I am at 0 then.
God, this armor has so far been useless. So roll.
It's soaked before.
Roll a d6 twice.
It worked at least once.
Once.
This is what you get for wearing UPP armor, I guess.
Obviously, I'm taking the 2 result. And remind me what page this is on.
So that would be your legs. Yeah, so I found it. So destroyed leg servos. So
what page is it?
Fires and it hits you in the hip. 111. The other one would be your internal organs spill out and you're completely immobilized.
Right. So
this one you can still crawl, but you must be prone.
That's fine. Literally the end of the first Terminator. We're right back again.
So, on the next second, we have Conrad on initiative 7. Yeah, the next one up. What would you like to do, Conrad?
Should I throw a grenade or fire?
We might need the bridge, so maybe just kill people.
Yeah, alright. I'm just gonna unload my 40-47 on...
There's crew members, and then there's 2 guys that look like the same guys you just fought.
I'll fire it on the shock soldier.
There's also a captain.
Okay. There's also a captain. There's also Jimmy.
I'm hoping Jimmy will switch sides.
I mean, you would. If you shot and killed the captain, you could say the famous line.
No,
we are
the captain.
Now.
We are an organization that's all about the memes.
Meme is life.
So what you gonna do, Isadora?
All right,
so what you gonna do, Isadora? Are you firing full auto? Are you aiming? What you doing? So give yourself 1 more point of stress. And then give yourself a... Are you aiming?
So give 1 point of stress and then...
So give 1 point of stress and then +4 to hit.
The roll was so good until the stress came up.
Oh, so you go to fire and you're click, click, click out of ammo. And I need you to make a panic roll. So roll with your stress dice. So you're keeping it together. You're keeping it together, but you are out of ammo. So that's something to keep in mind. For the next initiative, the next one up is going to be the one soldier who's going to fire on you there, Conrad. Blah blah blah.
Only one standing.
He's not going to try to fire. Yeah, the one standing. He's not going to fire full auto. He's just going to fire. He's just going to fire by aiming. First by aiming. So let's see if this works. He misses. So he fires into you, and you've come up, and you've you're out of ammo, and you just get bullets whizzing past you, but not a single hit. Max, you're up next.
How many soldiers are in this room?
There's 4 crew members and the captain and 2 soldiers.
All right. I am going to open fire on whatever soldier just shot at Conrad with
Sounds
my
good.
heavy pulse rifle. I mean, I imagine thematically I would have dropped the grenade launcher because I am out of grenades. And just...
Yeah. There's no, you just drop it. Yeah. And
well, that is
armor piercing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, holy smokes, that is a lot of dice. And so armor piercing, I believe, ignores half his armor.
I did not have it up. I switched right over to the synthetic damage chart. It's an automatic armor piercing weapon, though. You have it right. As a disappointing lack of success, though.
Rounding fractions up. So he rolls 2 armor instead of 1, and or 2 armor instead of 3, and
against 3 damage.
Against 3 damage.
Nothing.
So you blast into him, and he is extremely hurt, but still up.
Do I have 2 HP at this moment?
I believe so. No, you have 1.
Didn't you say I get a point every round?
No. If you wait an entire turn instead of doing medical aid, then you'll get 1 hit point. But his medical aid gave you 1 hit point.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm in cover. Conrad's still there with the gun, and Conrad will kill everyone if they can. I will shoot Conrad. Or try to, because I have 4 panic, and we'll see how
Jimmy.
that goes.
Choose the right side for once.
So, here's my
Choose your
ranged
side.
combat.
Choose life.
Choose freedom. And I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and fire.
We are choosing freedom.
All right.
Fail.
So, that would be 3, but I got the stress.
You're click, click, click. Out of ammo. So
I didn't even load this.
well, that's
Could
what it
go
was.
ahead and panic.
You never
Wait,
loaded it. Yeah.
wait, I don't get to re-roll it if I panic, do I?
Yes, that's correct. And then roll a stress. Roll a panic roll.
With even
Yeah,
more panic.
11.
So you click, click, click. Your stress is decreased by 1, but the stress level of all friendly characters in short range increases by 1. So use your next action to move away from danger and find a safe space as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, and your stress level goes down by 1 as you're seeking
no.
cover. So you're like, click, click. Oh, I haven't even loaded it. So you dart to the side to try to find
Tactical
cover.
retreat.
Yeah,
So is it effectively a lose your next action result?
Pretty much.
essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
trying to
except
parse
I'm
it.
in deeper cover somewhere else now.
Well, that's good
Yeah.
because we're not trying
And,
to shoot
yeah,
you.
if you're
Do we even recognize that you just tried to
And
kill
you're-
one of us?
since you didn't fire, it was just all clicking. I guess not.
I went up there, I aimed, and then I moved. Nothing happened. That's great.
So back around, the crew has recovered from this shocking pulse. However, they're now stressed as they see Jimmy just running. He's panicking, and they're not interested in seeing that. So
Yeah, they are the friendlies that gain 1 stress, aren't they?
they are. So they are going to they're gonna open fire. So here is and since 2 of them are gonna fire at you there, Max. Unfortunately, fortunately for you, you're prone, so it's gonna be harder for them to hit you. So here's the first 2. Still hits. So one of them hits you for 2 points of damage, and you still get armor.
Well, that's another
And roll 2d6.
double 6s, yeah.
And then against Conrad, here's the result there. So with a 2 and a 6, you already have the 2 result. So one of your arms has been either blown off or damaged enough that it stopped functioning.
One of my
So you
arms?
can only use one-handed items.
No, mine.
That's for Max. Conrad, you've been hit once for 2 points of damage. Your armor absorbs 1 of it, and you drop down to 0. And I need you to roll the D66. One of your hands has been blasted, and you have several of your bones in your hand have been broken, so you cannot use one of your hands, and you are dropped down to the ground. And the other one has fired and hits you as well, so you need to roll another D66. 22. So one of them shot you in your hand, and you fall backwards. And as you do, one of your legs kicks up, and he blows off one of your toes. But you're just broken. After that, we have. Do we have any? Nope. Next up is going to be. Conrad was on 7, but he's down. Max.
These weapons don't actually say how many hands they take to use.
I think all the rifles are two-handed.
I mean, conversely, if I'm prone on the ground, could I not just have it on the ground and just,
I would say, yeah, you could do that.
Well, this is the last stand since my dad's not going to help me. I guess I'm firing at that soldier, the one that fired at Conrad last, I guess. Blew his toe off. So a 4 damage.
Would you like that? Would you like that additional hit to do anything additional? Like, since you're firing full auto, would you like it to hit someone else?
Yeah, I would like him to explode in such a mess of visceral gore as to blind everybody in the room and give me a turn to put myself back together again. Is that a stunt I can perform?
I don't know if that is a stunt.
All right, then I'm just gonna take the extra damage.
All right. Would you? Because if you, so right now it'd be 4 points of damage to this one guy, and he has 2 armor. I don't even need to roll. He has low enough hit points that you've just blown him away. You just, he's just dead. You know, a short burst of heavy pulse rifle fire, and he's blown apart.
Do I have the opportunity to say something?
Of course.
Jimmy, now's the time. Turn. Like we planned.
Roll a manipulation roll.
That's never gonna happen. See?
What are you going to do, Jimmy?
This is the turn where I've retreated back and I'm doing the panic thing. So that's all I can do.
You've fallen back and are you're sitting there and your back's against the wall. And
I'm trying to like reload. It's like, get in there. This isn't proper etiquette, but I'll mash you more in and it'll work.
In all fairness, though, could he even hear me through a full spacesuit that's donned completely?
He might not be able to.
All I need is for them to think that maybe he's on our side, so we're not getting blown to pieces every round.
So, the one thing that's, so... Conrad, did you miss? I forgot to if Conrad missed
down.
Earlier, correct?
I'm under critical injury.
Yeah, but I think I forgot to do damage to the bulkhead behind them.
He did because he got the panicked result.
Oh, right. That's why he just ran out of ammo. Never mind.
Yeah.
So it's back around to the crew. The 4 crew members are just going to fire. They've got a -2 with their because you're in cover. The first 1 hits with doing 2 damage. Can your armor soak it?
Ooh.
Dad, I'm dying here.
It's literally paper, gosh. 4 and 5.
So 4 would be head dislocation, so you'd lose your lose your fast action, and 5 you're completely immobilized.
Jeez, I can still hold him down without moving.
They're really different.
I don't think you can fire without your slow action, though, right?
You can still fire.
Okay.
It just makes fast action slow action, so you'd lose your fast action, so you wouldn't be able to aim.
Right, but all I've been doing is full auto anyway.
You can stack aim and full auto.
Right, but I've only been doing full auto, so it doesn't matter. I wouldn't lose that. That's just a function of the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, head dislocation it is. I have lost my legs, I've lost an arm, head just hanging off to the side, but that finger is still pulling the fucking trigger.
So here's the other 2. One hit.
It's 3 more.
Well, that's not enough to
And-
soak it, so another 2d6.
So now you've got a head dislocation.
No, I already had the
Correct,
head
'cause you-
dislocation.
Or no, because you either take the 2 and now your other arm is non-functional.
Oh,
So
I
his
see what you're
legs, both
saying.
of his arms, and his head are no longer functional.
Yeah, no, I already took the head dislocation, so this moves down to severe chassis breach where I'm immobilized. So I'm just not.
No, because I think that you can get result 3 twice.
Yeah, well, if that was the case, then I can't choose anything because it's just 2 becomes 3 and 3 is 3. Well, then I guess I've lost. The game is over for me then.
Actually,
both of my arms are gone.
I don't think so. I think you do take the severe. You do take the head dislocation.
Again, I've already taken the head dislocation. It would move to severe chassis breach.
Severe chassis. Yeah. Yeah. So the reason why is because it says if you roll the same critical again, shift it down 1 step. So you'll always have at least 1 arm operational. And I think the reason for that is so that you can repair yourself if you're ever, in this situation.
Well, in this
not
case,
exact situation.
literally the only roll that'll save me from the next point of damage is a 1.
So that was 1, 2, 3, and the last crew member.
The
Dead
impossible.
shot.
Literally needed an
For
impossible roll here. Boom! Impossible roll. You made it.
And it's your turn. The fire
Wait,
you've just been.
4 damage,
What
though,
was
isn't it?
that?
1 to hit, 1 to do extra damage, 3 damage,
Oh, yeah.
3 soak.
There you go. Yeah, you're right.
Trust me, I know how to keep
Okay.
myself alive.
Just barely.
Oh man, I must look like the Terminator now from Terminator 1. Sponsor us. I don't know. Anyway.
and Conrad's laying there bleeding with a broken hand, a broken toe.
Help me.
I can't move. I'm barely.
Jimmy!
Anyway, I guess I shoot at the only soldier left in the room. That's all I've got left.
Before he can fire.
Yeah.
So it's
7
what,
points
7
of damage?
Yeah.
He has an impossible roll to make now.
Yeah, since he
If
only
he
has
soaks-
2 armor.
Yes. No, he's dead. Even if he makes both rolls, he has 5 hit points, and he's just obliterated.
Surrender now, and I'll stop killing you.
So boom, boom, he just gets blown apart.
Stand
And-
down.
These guys are like looking at each other. I'm going to give you a command roll at +2.
The impossible roll. If only Conrad was still... I don't know, is Conrad awake? No? Conrad unconscious?
Conrad's like semi-unconscious.
Conrad is the one that always needs to be speaking. I'm
Jimmy,
the
what are you
action.
going to do?
You're the voice. I'm the action.
So at least from back here, like it's clear Conrad is down. There's only one firing left.
Conrad's down, kind of like rolling on the ground. You can still see Max with the gun. You see, I mean, his head's like probably wobbling around, and it looks like he's taking a bunch of damage. You know, he's kind of collapsed at an awkward angle in the hallway, and he's just filling the room with lead.
Arm is blown off. Head is just broken at a weird angle. Chest cavity is just completely blown open. Legs hanging at a weird angle behind me. Still, the gun is still...
I gotta do the heroic thing. I gotta believe my son's still in there somewhere. Jimmy is going to go to the hallway. He's got to have both of his hands up. He's go, it's over, Max. It's over. You lost. Just look at you.
This is perfect, by the way. I love this.
Yeah.
So he appears in the hallway, like in the doorway, blocking you. What do you do, Max?
Well, I mean, I
You
have
still got a chance, Max.
I know I have the... When he says you still have a chance, Max, I shoot the captain from between...
I'm specifically trying to be in your way.
Yeah,
here,
I know you are, but you're only a human body, and I'm laying on the ground. You're standing, even specifically. I shoot through your legs to shoot the captain when you say I still have a chance.
So yeah, the rest of the crew kind of like stops, and they're waiting. They're waiting for something to happen, and you fired. I'm going to give the captain cover, so I'm going to say you have a -2. So it basically cancel out the +2 bonus from.
Sure. I mean, that's what I imagine that Jimmy is doing right now is providing cover, because literally, you said he's standing in the hallway. I'm thinking, perfect, body shield. So 6 damage.
The captain's not wearing armor, so you just bop, 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 and he's just takes it, a few shots center torso, and then one to the head, and the captain falls to the ground.
Stand down! I'm the captain now.
Yes.
The crew have been holding their fire, and they're going to just open fire. I'm going to say because of Jimmy in the way, two of them are going to fire at Jimmy, and 2 of them are going to fire at Max, just because you're in the way and you're just going to be taking shots from them.
Okay. I should actually set my armor on.
Do I get any cover from Jimmy?
Yeah, you will have cover. So the first 2 at Jimmy, and the next 2 will be at Max.
Okay. I soak that by 2, I believe. Wait,
So
I'm sorry. I didn't roll anything. I was looking at a different... Yeah.
So he does 4 points of damage to you as you're standing there.
I was trying to find a image or a gif of Chronicles of Riddick, the keep what you kill.
And are you doing okay, Jimmy? What's your I don't know what your stamina.
I've only taken 4 damage now.
Only. That's enough to take
4.
Conrad or I down.
Yeah.
This is the first time Jimmy's been injured this whole time, actually.
All right, so
you're standing in the way. Max starts to fire, and they start opening fire. One of them you hear click, 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 click as they're reloading, and the other one of them hits Max.
Why did I wear this paper armor? Damn it! That's it. I'm out.
That sucks.
And Jimmy, as you get rocked forward, you see several shots, and Max get hit and like slump over the gun. What are you going to do, Jimmy?
Jimmy just kind of like end up dropping to his knees and like probably holding like one of the bolt holes that went like straight through him for a second and just like breathing heavily. And he's just gonna go, it's over.
Last breath. They're shooting at you. Defect yourself.
I don't think they're gonna continue shooting now that Max is the threat
Well,
is
you
actually
fell to
gone.
your knees. They can't see that I'm dead. You're blocking the path because I'm laying on the ground.
There, there.
Yeah, Jimmy will just sort of slowly raise his gun a little bit.
He's got a gun!
No. Yeah, he's backed at all of the rest of the crew. He's just gonna place a couple quick shots into Max, and then turn around and put a quick couple into Conrad too.
So, because he is, I mean, do you have the trait Merciless?
No.
So I need you to roll an empathy roll. Roll for the attribute only without stress dice. So,
Yeah, how do I hit
the best
that?
way to do this is just base dice. So
Uh,
roll your
how many base
3
dice?
base
3?
dice.
Yeah.
And if you want to fail it, if you fail
I'm
it,
good
you
at
can kill
killing
him.
stuff, but not this time. So Jimmy is like
So
raising his gun up slowly. He's like, I can't do it. I can't. And then just breaks down crying.
So yeah, you raise your weapon against him, and you see him, but you just have to put your gun down and maybe put that additional bullet just into Max, and the crew slowly, and probably where you are, you can now see into the hallway, and you see that guy is like slowly being pulled through the outside of the bulkhead, and he's probably like crumpled at an impossible angle as his insides are being pulled into the void of space.
Yeah.
And the rest of the crew is approaching. They kind of like slowly come out from where they were hiding amongst the bridge and advance, and they reach Conrad, and with 4 of them, let me see. With 4 of them, here is their empathy checks. Oh, they only have an empathy of 1.
Wow.
One guy makes it. One guy makes it. Okay. The first 2 guys like come
get
up.
out of my way.
He gets out. Ah! Pop, 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 pop. And they will end Conrad. And this seems like a point where after a little bit of time, some other troops from the other section of the ship, make it up to the bridge and start trying to, there's engineering crews trying to patch up the section of damaged hull, and while people are evacuating out of the bridge and this hallway, as there's no way to seal either of them anymore since the doors have been blown open.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, you're probably the best one to even, get help with, as you're the one in the spacesuit. And the remaining Ministry of Space they collect Max and pull what remains he has away from you. You're on to your new life now, Jimmy. We're putting this away and behind you. Welcome to the UPP.
Welcome to the UPP. Everyone you know is dead.
And as the camera probably pans away from all these dead bodies being carried away, and I guess the best way to destroy Max would probably be some sort of throwing him into the engine or incinerator of some kind.
Oh,
They probably just
the-
store the body somewhere, because I think they probably want to get info off of him or something before, didn't they?
Oh, I was rather
They'll just,
hoping.
stuff in the locker.
I was rather hoping you would say the camera pans away to jettison them out into space, and then the camera zooming back from the ship's flying away. The skull of Max floats towards the camera, and you see the flash of red in the eye. Still around.
Secret revival, he's coming back.
I was imagining they stuff you in the locker, and then as it's in the locker in darkness, just a finger twitches, one of the eyes lights up, of course, and it goes, next time in Aliens.
And what I was gonna say is it pans away out of that scene and it kind of like goes to the view of the outside ship where you see all the ruins of all the damage floating around the ship, and then it zooms back into the first room that you guys were in, where Xander's sitting there with his guitar, just strumming away. Or actually, since he was in a weird like comatose state, guys, where are you?
Oh,
Guys?
The thing would be that he's playing the guitar, and that is like the theme to the credits.
Yeah, and he starts. Yeah, then the credits start
still,
rolling.
Like, off, eyes closed, just hypnotically playing the guitar in Android Dream Sleep.
That's beautiful.
And then that's the scroll. The credits start scrolling by, and then at the very end, like the last credit scrolls by, and that's when you have the scene where it's like it's all dark at first, and then you see a single red light, and it slowly starts getting brighter and brighter until it's an eye, and there's like just enough illumination from the eye to see like Max's like the silhouette of Max's face and like a hand twitching, and that seems like a good spot to call the end of this aliens group with.
I know
Thank you guys all for playing. It was wild.
Forces completely.
I know it's like our fault, but I do feel like the quote here is the quote from Jurassic Park. Or do you have any dinosaurs on this here dinosaur ride?
I was really trying the whole time to try keeping us on track just long enough to have something happen.
I feel like
it was so hard.
I feel like we could have had a ship if you had joined us at that last second.
Just at that last second.
I continually tried to build trust with Max. They kept getting stabbed in the back. So Max did nothing to try to build trust in the other way, to say like, look, my stuff will work. Here are reasons why, or like, here's why you should trust me. Max just kind of did what Max does.
You turned on us at every opportunity. You turned us in.
Tried.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was no trust building.
Yeah, you turned on us, and I was always like, "Hey, we can be free. We can be free forever."
Meanwhile, you and Nuno were like absolutely on the same page the whole time, and it's just like would have been like if we got together and said we wanted to just be pirates from the beginning, maybe we should have just.
You were a former
epic if Jimmy joined us right at the end.
Yeah, you were a former colonial soldier. Imagine what you could have done.
I'll be honest. There were several times where I had like on that asteroid in the center of it was an alien outpost, like an old engineering outpost, and in numerous times I had those like little spots where you could find aliens. And it seemed like every time it was going in that direction, there would just be chaos unfolding as you would be like, "Oh, cool, let's start to explore this." And as soon as your back was turned, then Max and Conrad would be like, "Perfect, he's distracted."
The asteroid was probably the best moment to try it, but I think with the mechanics we were going with at that time and what we knew of how they operated, it didn't seem like it would ever be a safe idea to do it. Like, I don't think we could really land on it because our ship's too big anyway, and it doesn't do landing stuff at all. It was really big, and the ship itself that we were exploring was already really big, and we were running out of air like 2-3 rooms in. So it's like, how long could we really investigate this?
I'll be honest, I was pulling for us not to go on the asteroid for a meta reason. I needed 24 hours to train a skill. And if we went down,
you were just chilling in the back room. You could do whatever at that point.
Yeah, but we were spending every second doing stuff. So the entire session was like 10 minutes of real time. I needed 24 hours to train a skill. Let's go back to space.
Yeah. The funny thing is, if you or Xander mentioned you were an android at any point, it probably would have been totally possible to just go check it out.
Yeah, so what is the what do folks think well, first off, we're going to be back next week. It sounds like next week is going to be the first session of Eclipse Phase.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be starting next week. But while we're still on the topic of aliens, let's talk about what we think of the game system. I think it works.
Let's debrief it all. Let's bring it all in.
Yeah. I think it works. I like the system. and I really like it. We're not changing because I don't like the system. I don't like the system for a campaign play. I think for something where you have a single cinematic scenario or like a short game, like maybe 1 to like 3 episodes or something like that, I think it works perfect. But it seems like in a cinematic play, like experience starts to scale poorly, and but at the same time, I was also seeing you guys fail a bunch of skill checks.
Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
it
just
was weird that my killer talent was never functional. Like, not even once. Like, I never did any critical injury to anybody.
yeah. And while having the ship stuff is really cool, I don't think it really came into play either, because there's not a whole lot of scenarios where you go, I'm going to do a risky maneuver and risk blowing everyone up, kind of thing, you know? Unless there was some sort of extraneous circumstance like alien and we need to do something now, but why would I be flying the ship to do that?
Yeah, I think the thing that prevents, or is supposed to prevent, all this XP gain is you're supposed to be dying.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, gaining extra experience didn't feel like it was, like, bloating me to the point of being overpowered. Like, I guess you guys were stacking it, so you got more benefit out of it.
Yeah.
I was going for very broad, and it's just like, I'll have, like, the 1 or 2 dice in this or that, and then I'll be able to, like, do things. And when stacked out that way, it seems to be okay. With stacking everything into specialties, it does get scary, but then our luck doesn't help us.
Yeah.
So Isadora brought up the killer trait. So her killer trait was when your enemy sustains a critical injury, you may switch the D66 roll so that the 1's die becomes the 10's die and vice versa. And the talent can only be used on humans. I think the problem with that talent and with some of these talents is they're only intended to be used against player characters.
True.
And so
you
your
should
killer
have killed
talent,
my dad.
Oh.
yeah, your killer talent would have worked on another player character, but the way it works is if you shoot at an NPC, it's entirely up to the DM that they die or are incapacitated or are broken. Like
having the DM go through that level of
useless.
simulation is like a lot.
Because you just want to take them down. I mean,
and that's how I was playing it. That you shot them, they're dead. Especially since it was mainly Max killing them. So when Max killed someone, I didn't have to really go through the steps of they're broken. You have to make an empathy roll to kill them because he doesn't take stress or empathy. Like it's just he can just do it.
Yeah, so. I think like this it is supposed to be survival horror, but I think it's still structured such that we're very heroic.
Yes,
even
that's what
with
we
the
are.
Stress meter. But the stress meter is more just like, do you want some chaos, kid? More than it is like completely neutering us from doing things, I think. Granted, I rolled aliens all time this day, so maybe I'm just
yeah, you did.
I think it's also geared towards like very fast, quick action scenes, as opposed like where you build up stress and there's really stressful moments and then there's not a lot of downtime. Like there's a whole bunch of stress and like time sensitive affairs, and then that's it.
Yeah, like if I got this up to like say 8 or something, I'm not even sure like it'd be possible to really make a check. Let's find out. Yeah, just take a look. But yeah, like this was definitely like a
you've
long
gotten really
scene.
Unlucky though.
Yeah, this was definitely a long scene of things happening though. So the stress was
and I
just
think that's
building
actually
up
how it's intended.
I
think that's intended where there's lots of scenes where you get a lot of stress, and then at the very end, it's like, do you take 10 minutes and de-stress, or like smoke a cigarette or drink, or do you push forward with a heavy chance of failure?
Yeah. And it was nice being able to like make that decision here. Other things about the system. The ships are interesting, and I feel like they're definitely trying to take like the page from Traveler of just like, here's all the stuff. You could probably set up like the whole space business if you wanted, right? And I'm always like back and forth on that idea, but I think it at least worked okay because we were making critical decisions of, well, we don't need this, so let's fix the thing we do need. You know, we don't need the coffee machine. You know, the rest in peace coffee. Oh, and we took out the intercom, which, while being the sound decision, of course, continually affected every single thing we were doing.
It is interesting that, like, literally almost three, maybe two, like 3 times we had the same exact result when Conrad bands with Matt.
So close every time.
I just got taken down so fast.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to be fair, you are on a troop transport. It wasn't a great plan.
It was a great plan.
It was a great plan.
We could have vented them all into space and then been somewhere secure.
That's true.
I mean, I guess if you really just wanted to do the space ventilation plan, you would have just gone to engineering, kept them from fixing it, put on a spacesuit, and waited it out.
Well, I assumed that the bridge controls would override the engineering controls.
Well, I mean, it's not about controls, it's about the thing's broken after what you did.
No, that's life support. Again, life support would have taken hours at the earliest to kill anybody, and they could just turn the ship around and go back to the planet, and that would have been fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
okay, yeah. So,
Yeah, I'm talking about venting them into space, like opening all the airlocks at once while you're behind some sort of blast door, so you're fine. And then you just seal everything up, get a no resupply of life support, and true transport to the space.
I would definitely play Aliens again.
Yeah, I would just expect it to be short-lived.
yeah, a one-shot probably wouldn't be a bad idea, like you were saying.
Yeah, I'd probably run a much shorter, like, you know, instead of having you guys like stumble across aliens and whatnot, I'd probably have you like right on the verge of alien discovery from the very beginning, and
Yeah.
then
Be
Yeah.
on a colony that was already in the midst of an alien. Like at the very beginning of the session, we're all at the med bay for various reasons. Hey, did you hear about Jimmy? He encountered something, hasn't woken up yet. Shit's already happening. We're already too far away to stop the events that we're just now hearing about. That sort of scenario. Like, shit, that's the alien thing. It's about to come out. We're literally 5 minutes away from Jimmy. He's gonna have a chest burster in 2 minutes. We can't stop it even if we know what's going on.
Yeah, I think the relationships also would work better in the one-shot as well, because, like, it implies, you know, what you already are supposed to be feeling towards these people and how to act, and gives you the quick thing to go ahead and do the improv. Be antagonistic to this person, try to help this one. In the longer form one, you know, we clearly saw, like, the relationships are much more complicated. And so always boiling it down to, like, I always need to, like, do something terrible to Conrad just feels counterproductive.
willing to, but there is like, I bought the Alien bundle that comes with like the rule book, and it actually comes with a starting adventure called Chariot of the Gods, where there's, you know, there's pre-generated characters with all different agendas. If we wanted to get together, I think the recommended number is 5 players. If we wanted to get 5 players together and run a session or two, and I mean probably 2, I think it comes in 3 acts, so maybe 2 to 3 sessions. I'd be willing to run that sometime as well if we wanted to, you know, plan that out and run that sometime.
Yeah, we could pin it out just to see like if things pan out differently. With like the conflicting agendas and stuff, like I think this is, and the rivalry, I think the system does assume that there is supposed to be some level of interplayer conflict. And if your players aren't in conflict for some sort of reason, well, you're not gaining the experience. So it wants to encourage you to do that. So while we did have a lot of like disagreements about like even basic goals here, that's supposed to be what it wants to do, and I guess it succeeded.
I think they want you to almost be a little bit more antagonistic. Like at some point reading into it, it almost wants you to be like, oh, Conrad is my rival. Oh, Conrad's in a deadly situation. See ya. Like,
yeah,
like, or even like, oh, that's a deadly situation. Shoves Conrad towards it. Like,
yeah. I think like zooming out, like at least the way we played it here, and the way the rules work, and the way that stress is just a chaos mechanic, I almost want to say this would be a Space Station 13 game.
Yeah, I could see that as well.
Which, for those of you in the audience that know, Space Station 13 is a highly realistic cartoon space station. You have clowns, but you also have antimatter, so have fun. But it's basically runs off of conflict, you know? Occasionally someone's a traitor and tries to blow up the ship. Sometimes an alien literally spawns because they took all the cues from this.
I think
So
on
it
my
works
end,
for that concept.
Yeah, I think on my end, I ran it more like a Traveler's campaign, as opposed to more of like it should have been much higher action. I guess a little bit more railroady into a lot like.
Yeah, I guess
acts, like seasons of like several acts of action.
Like was being said before, like 9 out of 10 times nothing happens. That's not the adventure. So you could obviate the unadventurous part. Maybe make a roll to see like how well business is going, and then say, and this is where the stuff is happening. As we actually get into the dangerous part of it. But yeah. So it goes back to like I was saying, it does seem Traveler reminiscent. That part actually worked well. But like you're saying, maybe it doesn't fit with the theme.
Yeah, I think at least the mechanics, the way they're intended, you can do Traveler, but it works better if you're, especially the stress mechanic works better in much more high action scenes.
Yeah. Alternatively, Colonial Marines works out great.
Does it though?
You guys had a prolonged firefight, tactical decisions, and fought to the death. So,
you pissed your pants in the back room. Oh, I thought you meant your career. Sorry.
One thing, you guys never really took cover.
That's true.
That was something you guys could have done.
Didn't need it. Look how many bullets I took. If Conrad had just, I don't know, stayed behind me, I guess.
At the same time, cover was only +2 dice.
Well, it depends on the cover. I was just giving cover from that person. I think the cover changes on what you're covering with.
Yeah, so let's say the people in their room behind their consoles or whatever nonsense is on the bridge, right?
So that was all just fluff because none of the no NPC actually takes cover in combat.
Oh,
that's another interesting mechanic.
Well, I mean, the thing is that there was 2 things I was unwilling to do in that fight. One was destroy the bridge because it was the goal, right? So that's why I used up all of my grenades outside because I'm thinking, well, I can't use them inside. I'd destroy the bridge. 2, not gonna hurt Jimmy ever. So even when Jimmy's acting against me,
neither side of us actually does anything to the other.
Yeah.
So actually, I might have even been running cover wrong. It looks like cover actually just gives you an armor bonus. So instead of reducing the dice, although reducing dice on their side does the same thing when they just do damage, because it's like you roll a 6, you reduce a damage, I roll a 6, I add a damage.
Yeah, but I mean, armor was very non-useful during the entire thing.
Yeah, we saw our armor roll.
Yeah, it is entirely to be more possible to be more skilled than armor can ever protect from, it seems.
Or just that the armor never seems to roll anything.
Just being unlucky is something else.
I think the intent for the armor rolls is that I think part of the intent might be that armor doesn't really work well because like these aliens are going to jump out and then like attack you and you have armor, but I think that's part of the intent is that it doesn't work well against.
I also appreciate that
armor
being
isn't perfect.
Only character where I've said, "Yeah, you're never gonna kill me." Killed me twice. I literally died more than any other character in this game.
A bold maneuver.
You died multiple times.
Hey, at least the last time I got almost every result on the table.
So we got our slice out of it. I got to see something new. I'm at least happy with what I've seen, and this was fun. I'm glad you ran it, Eli.
Yep. Thanks for all sticking with me through the entire journey. It was a fun ride. It was a roller coaster for sure. Hope to
Roller
still see you
coaster of
next week for a
emotion.
I
good
mean,
thing.
literally, it is a roller coaster. We try to take over ship, we get close to it, and nope, back down.
Plummet down.
Literally every time you got close, something bad would happen.
Oh, I just
You're
wanted
just
it
like-
to work once.
It wasn't even always it wasn't even something I'd introduce. You'd be like, "Oh, we got this. I'm just gonna do this." All fails.
Well, I mean, if Jimmy would stop working against us.
Stop
Stop
turning it
hijacking my
in.
ship, Max.
That's
Not-
true. It was the one damage that Jimmy did to Conrad that made him drop down in the fight.
I know.
Stay down, Conrad.
That hit in the face or
And then Jimmy going to get the guys in the cafeteria, which leads to a shootout, which then causes everything. Every
I don't think I
time.
went to the guys in the cafeteria. I just like hung out on the bridge. Then you guys went and did other stuff.
Look, it's your
Taking us
fault.
back
We
to
all know it's your
Season.
fault. The only time it wasn't your fault was the first time, because you weren't there.
Diametrically opposed goals. That's all
But
it
you
was.
did sell us out to the authorities multiple times.
That's true. That was the funniest thing. Is it would be like they'd be doing trouble, and you'd be like, "My son and Conrad are making trouble."
I clearly had no reign to like control Max as like a child, so it's like, well, what am I going to do? I can't build trust. I don't have control, and I've already put down the line of this, like, you know, I'm not like a terrible person. I'm going to smack the child anytime something happens. No, I guess since it's over, like, do you want to reveal Max secrets or anything? What were his conditions here?
Some of them were self-imposed by him as well. But I had what I had said about Max was that he was originally like that. You and your son were originally on on a mission. You were on a routine. You know, your dropship was on some sort of mission. The ship your ship got attacked, and in that damage and destruction, your son was killed, and one of the combat robots was severely damaged. The first rescue ship that arrived on the scene was one from Seegson, and you, as being one of the survivors, they identified you as potentially manipulatable. They found your dead son. They found the robot.
Yeah.
They programmed this robot with your son's memories, and reprogrammed to look like Max. They said it was your son after medical treatment, and part of that, the cost of that medical treatment was your employment at Seegson. And so he was, that's why he had some of these sabotage and all these infiltrating style skills that he used to be.
The whole time makes sense for like all the skills he has. That's for sure.
Yep. And so he knew some of the information about what the Seegson facility was underground, and yeah.
I'm surprised Max didn't just try getting me in on that and manipulating me to do something if he was so excited to like fight Seegson and all that.
I wasn't excited to fight Seegson. I was trying to remember get to the shuttle so I could get you off the planet. And you fought against me there, too.
His primary directive was protecting and keeping you alive.
Yeah, so it's why I would never shoot you or attack you.
But the thing is, like, I kept trying to make sure everyone else stayed alive, and then you kept thwarting it.
Well, because
people.
You kept selling us out to people that would put us in bad situations. So I was trying to get our freedom. Take over the ship, get away. Take over a ship, get away. Take over a ship, get away.
Well, like, just doing cargo missions for Seegson, like, that wasn't dangerous.
Yeah, we only wound up on a planet going through, I don't know, political turmoil, economic turmoil, environmental turmoil.
But that was also because of your actions originally, where you tried to steal cargo.
No,
where there wasn't a dangerous situation, it was just a matter of just scrounging up some cash. Or
Yeah.
it's like, oh, the reactor's a little leaky. It'd be nice if we could fix that.
To
but the ship still...
to get our freedom from the colony and take you away from there. Same motivation.
Always well-intentioned.
Yeah, same motivation every time, and you fought against me every time.
Yeah, which goes back to the trust discussion. Yeah.
Yeah, can't earn my trust through a fishing trip.
I thought it was really funny the strange like triangle relationship between
Yeah.
Conrad, Max, and Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
was,
It's so ridiculous.
I know, it's so ridiculous that a grown man would just like blindly follow his child.
It was really weird, and like it would be weird because you'd be like at one moment you'd be like mowing down people and like trying to take over a ship, and then another moment there'd be a fishing trip.
I went to the fishing trip. That was one of the best scenes.
That was hilarious. I love that I did. Come on,
Clearly
Max,
a great
trust me.
a great pilot, a great Marine, not a great father.
Absolutely terrible. Cannot raise a combat robot at all.
Well, I mean, you did let your original son die, so
Oh yeah.
Oof.
never hung out with him. Didn't see him born.
It's okay, Space Marine.
Sure, sole survivor. Although your pants are awfully wet.
Well, hey, I mean, I survived a second time.
I mean, as the sole survivor, he could really determine the entire narrative about what he was. Maybe he was just like one of the crew members on the ship. I was a Marine, I swear.
Go on the narrative path now, just like what really happened to my son. And now I'll never know.
And
Conrad killed him.
maybe that's what he's gonna go investigate.
Conrad killed my son.
Conrad killed him when he was younger. Ooh.
Oh, God.
Do you guys have a game after this?
Yes.
Yeah, Swayhander's up next for Theta. And that sounds like more investigative time for them.
Yeah, Grim and Perilous Mystery.
All right,
Conspiracy.
Yeah, check out Zweihander after this, and we'll be back next week with Eclipse Phase. I had a lot of fun, so
Yep.
I'll see you guys around.
See you
Bye.
around.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everyone.